Hey everyone. So I decided to do a shop update video. I'm going to try to get a little bit more active on my YouTube channel again. Basically I got a bunch of projects going. Summertime's here, or getting here, and I want to update you guys, and we're going to start covering some stuff. Number one project, well, this isn't the number one, but number two project, because it's my number two in line, is this smoker. Sorry about my finger. That may happen again. This customer of mine down the road, Hammy's Barbecue, Bacon Bomb, they're up here in New York. They go to the State Fair. I'm basically going to put a combustion burner on here, cut the firebox off of it, put another firebox on that's square, that we can run all this propane combustion burner and do that. And this is basically going to get, I don't want to say restored, but it's going to look like brand new when it's all said and done. So that's one project. Another project is that engine will eventually go in my 47 Dodge over here. So, my shop needs some work still, but that 47 Dodge has a small block 350 in it. I did not put it in here, somebody else did it. It was out of a Chevelle. It's got a 200 R4 transmission that was out of the Chevelle and a 10-bolt rear axle out of the Chevelle. So this will eventually be totally rebuilt. It's not on the docket for any time soon, but you may see some content from it here and there. Forklift, I'd like to do the brakes on that, but other than that, that thing's fine. So yeah, that firebox is going to get cut off, and I'm going to build a square one and a few other fabrication things on this thing, and pull the whole smoker off of it, rebuild the trailer, clean it all up, paint it, stuff like that. Like I said, it's going to look brand new. So the main thing for this video is what's happening here with my skid steer. You guys saw, if you're subscribed to my channel, you saw the new project I have, which is my 1972 GMC 7500 dump truck. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's my latest video, the video that came out before this one. So this skid steer in that dump truck, this skid steer is a 1974 Uni-loader, case Uni-loader 1740. It's got a 188D diesel engine in it. I picked it up a few years ago for about 250 bucks, and I got to completely rebuild it. So that's going to be the focus on this video for now, but I wanted to touch base on this project. So this is a flatbed project for, I think it's a 2002 Ford F350. I don't remember the year right offhand. It's outside. So a customer of mine, a buddy of mine, I built this flatbed for. It's almost done. I know I didn't document it very much as far as videos, at all with videos, but I've showed it off on social media a few times. It's been a long project. I've had some back issues and things like that that have prevented me from dealing with it as quickly as I wanted to, but we're going to get this wrapped up. I've got the stake pockets that I've got to weld on here. This weekend I'm going to sneak in here. It's Mother's Day weekend, but I'm going to still sneak in here and cut the rub rails on here that go over the stake pockets. I'm going to cut the headache rack panel that goes in here for the lower section. I've got the side panels that go in here, but this one needs to be modified for the fuel fill. So that's got to be addressed. That one just needs to be welded on. And just finish welding everything. Everything's tacked up. This cross member is not welded, so I got to put that in permanently. And this cross member needs to be notched and lowered and then welded in. And then there's some plating that needs to go on over there in that corner for a bed crane, small bed crane from Harbor Freight. But other than that, and drilling some holes for the lighting and stuff, this thing is just about ready for paint. So I'll be covering the painting process and the install and everything from here on out on that. Definitely want to get more active on YouTube again. So main focus, this skid steer. Again, it's a Uni-loader, case Uni-loader, 1740 with the 188D in it. This engine is the main focus, and this is why it's all torn apart. I got the valve cover off, the ejectors off, radiator and the cowl had to come off just so I can gain access to the engine. But the engine's locked up. The thing was parked because there was issues with the steering. So for those that don't know, these have like a CVT clutch. You see that wheel down in there with the belt. So that spins like a jack shaft that goes to the chain system and the clutches here behind this panel. So these things have issues with creeping and other issues that normally don't happen on like hydraulic steer equipment, skid steers. So I'm not sure what the issue was. My boss couldn't quite remember, and he had some people working on it, and they just, for whatever reason, it didn't work the way it was supposed to, and they parked it. I'm confident I can get all that addressed. What I'm not confident about is the condition of this engine. So I purchased this, which is a vacuum oil extractor from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description where you guys can find it. It's got a hand pump and an airline fitting, so that acts as a venturi, and it sucks the oil through that tube. You drop the tube down in the dipstick hole, and it will suck the oil out. We use this at the marina all the time, not this one, but extractors like this, to change oils in boats, because you can't get a pan underneath them and those engines, and you got to get the oil out somehow. So typically what you do with those is you run the engines, get them warm so the oil's a lot thinner because it's heated up, and then you use those to suck them out. You can do it when the engine oil's cold, but it just takes forever, and it's not a good time. Obviously I don't have a choice with this one to do it that way because it's not running. Unfortunately, there was about a gallon of water inside of this engine. Okay. If you look at the rocker assembly, we got rust on it. I've been soaking everything in ATF and PB Blaster. I'm going to go get some more ATF and some kerosene, mix it together, and I'm going to flood this engine now that I know that there's no water in it. It may be complete garbage. I mean, there's probably components on here I know there's components on here that are still good. But my concern with that much water in here sitting outside in upstate New York winters is that it cracked the block. We'll see. Even if it did, I know I can get another block. I know I can get whatever parts I need for this, and I can get it rebuilt. The hopeful thing that I have is that when I took the coolant system off of here, there was antifreeze in there, and there was no antifreeze in the oil pan. So that doesn't mean that the block's not cracked, but it means that at least there was no cracks significant enough where the coolant and the oil system got mixed together. So we'll see what happens. You know, it is what it is. I'm going to get this thing running no matter what. Hopefully it's the easier rebuild than not. But who knows what the rust damage is inside of here. I may be looking for a crank, you know, and some internals that normally don't come in a rebuild kit. So these things are sleeved cylinders. So that's a huge plus. If the cylinders are garbage and the pistons garbage, that's not an issue. Those come in the rebuild kits. I just pop those out and replace them. Everything needs to be gone through. I mean, this thing, it's been sitting for a long time. All the levers and stuff are sticky and rusty. It's been outside. Seat needs to be redone. This cage needs to be cut off and raised back up. Somebody modified it and lowered it, and I'm too tall for it. I can get in there, but, you know, skid steers bounce around. I don't want to crack my head on that thing, so I'm a fabricator. I'll fix it. You know, it needs tires. Luckily, these tires aren't that expensive. You can get a whole set of them for about $500-600, so that's not an issue. And I've rebuilt cylinders, hydraulic cylinders, many times at this point. It's not an issue at all. For those that don't know, when you rebuild cylinders, sometimes the hardest part is just getting them off the machine. But basically, you take the hoses off of them, and set it down on your bench, get it clamped down, and pull this end cap off. There's sometimes a set screw in here. I can feel it on this one. Pull the set screw out, grab this thing. This one doesn't have any keyway type things in here to get it with the spanner wrench. So probably just get a big pipe wrench on there and spin that fucker off. And then you just pull the whole cylinder out and take all the seals and everything off the piston and go to a local hydraulic shop, and they'll probably be able to match everything up for you and slap it back together. You know, you inspect the cylinder, obviously, make sure it's not pitted or tore up. Usually they aren't. And everything will work fine again. So it's really not that big of a deal. It's not that expensive to do it. And it's just intimidating for a lot of people, and it shouldn't be. Hydraulic hoses are super easy to change too. I'm probably going to buy myself a crimp because I've got at least 10 hoses to do on here. Plus, I got hoses on the dump truck that I want to address. So, hydraulic crimps on Amazon right now are selling for about $1,000. It's a lot of money, but I think I want one anyways. So yeah, we're going to get all this stuff running. And I'm going to do my best to document everything and get a lot more active on YouTube again. So we'll see what happens. Like always, subscribe, comment, like, and in future videos, I'm going to be showing you guys the work being done. So don't worry about that. Talk to you guys later.